Recently, I shared that I had lost a deal that I'd been working on for a long time. And that was kind of a big hit um, to the psyche. And I've been processing that for the last week or so. And I want to talk about how important it is to come from an abundance mindset, because the last year and a half in my business has been very challenging. We've been in a real estate recession. And so I was very much hoping for this deal and even counting on it. And so it would have been very easy when this deal fell through to go into depression and to give up hope. And I certainly felt elements of depression, which I know a lot about, and I know how it feels in the body, and I definitely felt aspects of it. And it might not be over. I might feel more. But I can say 1 week on that I feel much better than I did. I didn't stop doing anything that I would have done had everything been okay with the deal. And if anything, I realized that I had made the deal bigger than myself and attached too much of my own identity to it. So in a sense, this deal dying is a gift. Don't get me wrong, I'd like to have the money. So it's not like I'm thrilled about that aspect of it. But I do think what's more important is my getting closer to myself and having a truer sense of myself as a result of this happening. And that is as a result of an abundance mindset, because a scarcity mindset would say, this is a terrible thing, and this is the last straw, and everything's going down, and I've got to shut my business or whatever and cut a bunch of ties and all these types of things. And that would be terrible, because it would be throwing away everything that I've worked towards for the last 6.5 years of my life, building a reputation, building a business, building knowledge, building relationships, building all these ties that I have, and status and stature and all of these things. And I decided I'm not willing to throw all those things away. And that would be the worst possible thing. So I'm not going to throw those things away. I'm going to keep going. I am making some changes to, cut expenses. But even in those areas, like I had a conversation with my business coach today. And initially I was going to just tell him, hey, let's put our relationship on hold so I can save that money. And then, I thought about it some more, talked with my girlfriend, and kind of realized, no, that's not what I want to do. What I do want to do is talk with him and ask him what he would do in my situation, which I did, because I realized I really want to continue working with him. I don't want to stop that. And he totally understood. And he said, my advice is, do what you can, and we'll keep doing the same thing, and you can just pay me what you're able to pay me, because he has an abundance mindset. So he's not small-minded. small-hearted person who would say, okay, well, if you can't afford to pay my fee, we're done. Let's take a break and come back when you're ready. Because it would never happen. I probably would never come back. But this way we get to continue the relationship. I will continue paying him. He'll let me name the figure, and I already know what figure I'm going to propose to him. And it's not just about continuing the relationship, it's continuing everything that the relationship represents and the momentum of all these things that I'm doing. So again, abundance mindset and seeing possibility as opposed to something shutting down. And you may ask, okay, well, what's the difference between an abundance mindset and being delusional? I mean, certainly there are, maybe it's a fine line. But in some sense, they might be the same thing. But, maybe being delusional is not so bad. But what I'll say is the concept of being delusional is based on the thought that the approach is incorrect, right? That a more pragmatic kind of, conservative approach is the right one to take in difficult times. And I would actually push back against that, because that type of approach is really going to lead in one direction, which is down, which is essentially the shutting down of a business or whatever. It's a survival-based mindset. And I think a more realistic and productive mindset is a mindset that assumes that you're going to survive, that you don't have to guard that aspect of it, and your job is to grow and thrive. And actions associated with growth and thriving are much different from those that are associated with cutting and surviving. And on an additional note that I think is related, I was at jiu-jitsu this morning, and there was someone there that I hadn't seen in a long time. And he said to me, hey, I've been watching your social media posts, and just want to say, keep it up. It's great. You're getting better. I can see what you're doing, and you're definitely going to get traction. So keep going. And it made me feel wonderful. And we see signs wherever I guess we want to see signs, but I saw that as a sign to say, yeah, keep going.